Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to explore something
Okay.
that could be a real game changer for businesses,
Yeah.
especially those looking to expand.
Right.
Ever heard of export credit financing?
Um, it's a fascinating area
Yeah.
and one that's been flying under the radar for far too long.
Hmm.
It's a model that's been around for over 150 years,
Wow.
but is surprisingly underutilized.
That's right. We're basing this deep dive on a presentation by Luis Gerardo Castillo.
Okay.
He's promoting his company, sure,
Right.
but there's a lot we can all learn from his insider perspective.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like getting a peek behind the curtain of global trade.
Exactly.
Right.
And what's really interesting is how this information could be relevant to you, even if you haven't considered international trade before.
Okay, so let's break this down.
Okay.
Castillo paints a pretty stark picture of the business landscape.
Yeah.
He points to store closures, you
Yeah.
know, big names like Family Dollar and Macy's shutting down.
Right. And, of course, the statistic that always makes everyone nervous.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 small businesses failing within the first 5 years.
It's a tough world out there.
It is.
He attributes a lot of this to increased global competition and businesses relying more on international trade.
Yeah.
Then, of course, you've got tariffs making everything more complex and expensive.
Right. Tariffs definitely don't help.
Yeah.
But Castillo doesn't just focus on the problems.
Right.
He offers a solution. Export credit agencies,
Okay.
or ECAs for short,
EC.
and export credit insurance, or ECI.
So ECAs, what are they all about?
Well, almost every country has an ECA.
Okay.
Think of them as government agencies designed to help businesses navigate the risks of international trade.
And the U.S. has its own version, right?
Exactly.
Right.
The U.S. version is the Export-Import Bank of the United States,
Yeah.
known as Exim Bank.
I'm starting to see where this is going.
Yeah.
So if a business wants to sell its products overseas,
Right.
an ECA like Exim Bank can step in and help them manage the risks.
That's the idea. And ECI is a key part of that.
Yeah.
It basically acts like an insurance policy for your accounts receivable.
Got it.
So you're protected if a buyer, especially a foreign buyer,
Right.
decides not to pay.
I see. That fear of non-payment is a big deal for businesses, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It can really hold them back from making those international deals.
Yeah.
But with ECI,
Right.
you can offer more competitive payment terms,
Okay.
like giving buyers 60 or 90 days to pay.
Wow. Okay.
You're essentially reducing a major barrier to doing business with you.
This is starting to sound like a buy now, pay later model, but for global trade? I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
So smaller businesses, maybe even those who've never exported before,
Right.
could use this to their advantage.
Absolutely. It levels the playing field, allowing them to compete with larger companies that already have established global networks.
So it's not just about mitigating risk.
Right.
It's also about opening up new avenues for growth. This could be huge for businesses looking to expand beyond their domestic markets.
That's a great point. It's about reducing risk and creating opportunities.
Yeah.
And Castillo's company takes it a step further.
Okay.
They don't just offer insurance.
Interesting.
They actually provide financing solutions based on those insured receivables.
Hold on. That sounds interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, imagine you get a big order from a buyer overseas,
Okay.
but need cash up front to fulfill that order.
Right?
That's where purchase order financing comes in.
Okay.
They can essentially bridge the gap by providing the funds you need,
Okay.
even before the buyer pays.
So they're making the whole process smoother and
Yeah.
allowing businesses to take on larger, more frequent orders.
Exactly.
I like where this is going.
It's like greasing the wheels of global trade.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Yeah.
Castillo mentioned that his company handles deals across a wide range of industries and size.
He did.
He gave some examples, right?
Everything from medical equipment and cranes to, believe it or not,
Okay.
chicken cages and movie theaters.
Wait, chicken cages in movie theaters?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
It is.
You don't often think about those being shipped internationally.
Right.
It really shows how diverse this whole system is.
It does.
But before we get too deep into those examples,
Yeah.
maybe we should take a closer look at the specific role of brokers in all of this.
Yeah.
Castillo seems pretty keen on that aspect.
He is.
Yeah.
He sees brokers as essential connectors in the export credit financing ecosystem.
Okay.
And that's where we'll pick up in the next part of our deep dive.
Perfect. We'll be right back after a quick break. All right, we're back and ready to dive deeper into this broker opportunity that Luis Gerardo Castillo keeps mentioning.
You're right. He definitely seems passionate about it.
Yeah.
But before we get into specifics,
Okay.
it's worth understanding why brokers are so important and this whole export credit financing landscape.
Okay, so let's connect the dots for our listener.
Okay.
What's the big picture here?
Well, imagine you're a business owner. Maybe you make those chicken cages Castillo talked about,
Right.
and you want to start selling internationally.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where to begin with things like ECAs or ECI?
Probably not.
Probably not. That's where brokers come in.
Okay.
They act as guides,
Yeah.
helping businesses navigate the complexities of export credit financing.
So they're like matchmakers,
Yeah.
pairing businesses with the right tools and resources.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And Castillo sees this as a huge opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
not just for businesses, but for those who want to become brokers themselves.
Yeah.
He spends a good chunk of his presentation outlining the potential benefits of building a network of brokers.
I'm curious about that. What does he see as the main advantages of being a broker in this field?
Well, he really emphasizes the potential for residual income.
Okay.
You're not just earning a one-time commission.
Right.
You're building a stream of income that can continue as long as those clients renew their insurance policies.
Yeah. That makes sense. If those policies are essential for businesses engaged in international trade,
Right.
which it sounds like they are,
Yeah.
then there's a good chance of ongoing renewals.
Precisely. And then there's the added benefit of building a team of brokers.
Okay.
As your network grows, so does your income potential.
So there's this element of network marketing,
Yeah,
but it's based on a service that has real value.
it does.
I mean, we're talking about helping businesses access global markets.
Right. And Castillo highlights the collaborative nature of his network.
Okay.
He talks about regular training, opportunities to work together on deals, even trips to different countries to meet with clients and attend seminars. He calls them fun bonuses.
Okay.
And they're clearly part of his strategy to incentivize and motivate his brokers.
I'm starting to see the appeal. It combines the flexibility and income potential of entrepreneurship with the support and structure of a network.
And it's all tied to a service that's genuinely valuable to businesses.
Right.
It's not just about making money.
Yeah.
It's about helping businesses succeed on a global scale.
Okay.
Now, to be fair,
Yeah.
he does go into quite a bit of detail about the different income streams for brokers,
Okay.
breaking down the commissions and overrides.
Right.
But I think we can skip those specifics for now.
I agree. We want to give our listener a solid overview without getting too bogged down in the financial weeds.
Exactly. The key takeaway is that there's real income potential here,
Right.
both from direct sales and from building a team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what really sets this opportunity apart is its connection to a service that is fundamentally about empowering businesses.
Right. It's not just about selling a product.
Yeah,
It's about facilitating growth,
exactly.
opening up new markets, and
Yeah.
helping businesses navigate a complex and often intimidating landscape.
So it's more about building a solid foundation, a long-term venture, not just chasing those quick commissions.
Exactly.
It takes a certain mindset, a certain commitment.
Yeah. And that might not be for everyone, but for people who are passionate about business, about finance, who thrive in that kind of collaborative setting, it could be a really rewarding path.
And it's appealing because you're not just selling a product. You're providing a service that has real value, that empowers businesses to operate on that global stage. There's a sense of purpose and impact that goes beyond just making a profit.
You hit the nail on the head. The video really drives home that sense of purpose. It's about facilitating global trade and helping businesses reach their full potential.
And speaking of reaching potential, I was struck by just how many different industries they mentioned, from medical equipment to cranes, trucks, even movie theaters. It doesn't seem like it's limited to any one specific niche.
That's one of the most exciting things about it. It shows just how versatile these financial tools can be. The principles of trade financing, they can be used in all sorts of sectors, whether you're dealing with physical goods or, specialized services.
It's like having this powerful financial toolkit that you can adapt to so many different situations. It's about understanding those core concepts and then applying them creatively to solve real-world problems.
Fantastic analogy. And the video does such a great job of breaking down those concepts in a really clear, understandable way. It takes the mystery out of, export credit insurance, purchase order financing, all those seemingly complex tools.
It felt like a crash course in global trade finance. But without those dry textbook lectures, it was engaging and surprisingly accessible.
And I emphasize that this knowledge isn't hidden away. Their training and support system makes it available to anyone who's willing to learn and willing to apply it.
Now, there was one part that really piqued my curiosity. They mentioned working with governments, even providing loans to governments.
Mm.
It seems like a whole different level of operation.
It is. They highlighted working with a whole range of entities, including public companies, government agencies. It suggests that this model has the potential to go far beyond just working with individual businesses.
Imagine the impact and the earning potential if you have that expertise, those connections, to operate on that level. It's a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly. And they emphasized building those relationships, understanding the needs of each client, whether it's a small business, a huge corporation, or even a government agency.
It's incredible to think about the scope of this model. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to circle back to those fun bonuses that were mentioned in the video, it sounded like, more than just, financial perks.
Absolutely. They highlighted the benefits that go beyond just money.
Yeah.
They talked about travel opportunities, attending these exclusive events, and building relationships with people from all over the world.
It sounds like the perfect blend of business and adventure, combining financial success with a chance to experience different cultures and expand your horizons.
It does. They painted this picture of a work-life balance that includes financial prosperity and those enriching personal experiences.
This has been an incredible journey so far. We've dug into the, nitty-gritty details of global trade and financing, explored a unique business model that really prioritizes collaboration and support, and even touched on that potential for travel and personal growth.
It has been a fascinating exploration, to say the least. And this global trade and financing presentation, it's given us a lot to think about.
Absolutely. And I have a feeling we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to unpack, so much more to explore. Stay tuned for part 3 of this deep dive, where we'll continue our journey into this exciting world.
Welcome back to our deep dive into this world of global trade and financing. Over the past 2 parts, we've uncovered a whole bunch of strategies and insights, and I'm really excited to continue exploring this.
I am too. This global trade and financing presentation, it's been a real eye-opener for me. As we kind of wrap up our deep dive here, I want to focus on what really stuck with me, the mindset and the approach to business that it promotes. It's more than just the mechanics of finance. It's about empowerment, building something meaningful.
You really hit the nail on the head there. The video emphasizes giving individuals the knowledge, the tools to take control of their, financial futures and create a path to success that's actually sustainable.
And it all starts with knowledge, doesn't it? The way they explain those complicated financial concepts, export credit insurance, purchase order financing. It's surprisingly easy to understand. It makes these tools feel accessible to anyone, no matter their background.
Exactly. It's about, demystifying the world of finance, making it approachable. There's no gatekeeping. There's no, you have to be special. It's about giving individuals that knowledge, those resources that they need to succeed.
And that's where their focus on training and support really comes in. It's like having a roadmap and a mentor guiding you every step of the way.
It goes beyond just, the technical stuff. They also highlight the importance of building relationships, networking, developing a deep understanding of the global market.
There's this tangible entrepreneurial spirit woven through the whole presentation. It encourages, proactive thinking, seeking out those opportunities, connecting with people from all over the world.
Yeah, and that's where those fun bonuses they talk about really come in. It's not just about attending events. It's about expanding your horizons, building those meaningful connections, creating a lifestyle that blends business with enriching experiences.
It really reframes the idea of success. It's not just about the bottom line, right? It's about personal growth, exploration, and finding fulfillment in your work.
Exactly. It challenges that traditional idea of business as a purely transactional thing and emphasizes that potential for personal and professional growth.
Let's go back to that generation system for a sec, and that emphasis on teamwork.
It feels more like a community, of like-minded individuals working towards that shared goal. They celebrate each other's wins, they share their knowledge freely, and they really build each other up.
And that's where that residual income aspect becomes really powerful. Your contributions, they go beyond just your own efforts, right? You're part of something bigger. You're contributing to the success of the entire network.
Building something sustainable that keeps generating those rewards for everyone involved.
It's like planting a seed that grows into this thriving ecosystem, and it benefits everyone, within it.
What a beautiful analogy that captures the essence of this sustainable business model.
This deep dive has really changed the way I think about global trade and financing. It's shown me that it's not just a space for those huge corporations or seasoned financial experts.
Absolutely, with the right knowledge, that collaborative mindset, and a supportive network, anyone can tap into this world and create something really remarkable.
As we wrap up our exploration here, I want to thank you for your insights, your guidance throughout this whole deep dive. Your expertise has been invaluable in helping us navigate this fascinating world.
The pleasure was all mine. And to everyone listening, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, ignited that sense of what's possible. The world of global trade and financing, it's full of opportunities just waiting to be explored.
So go out there, do your own research, connect with people who are already, thriving in this space. And who knows, maybe you'll find yourself embarking on your own global trade and financing adventure. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.